Hello everybody, my name is Miss Distribution and I'm going to be talking about my journey through video games. It sounds a little bit weird, but it's really not. So the first game I ever played was on the Game Boy. It was Mario. And for the PlayStation 2 that we had, the first game I played on that one would be Resident Evil Outbreak. And I couldn't play that game for the longest time because I was so scared and I didn't know what on earth I was doing. I didn't know any of the buttons. I didn't even make it through the first level opening the door. And then once I got older, probably around, I want to say 6, I actually figured out how to open that door and what to do and how to shoot things. And so I really enjoyed the Resident Evil franchise. It's one of my favorite games of all time. Now, coming to the first Xbox, the first game I played on that would have to have been either Aeon Flux or Dead or Alive. I'm pretty sure it was Dead or Alive because at the time I didn't have Aeon Flux. So yeah, we'll say it was Dead or Alive. And I really liked the characters in there. I liked how you could earn costumes. I was really into the whole tag team. I would play tag team all the time with my sister. We'd be on the same team. We'd try to tag each other in and we'd forget which button it was. That's why I also have it for the PlayStation 4. The new Street Fighter 5. That one's pretty good. I really like that one. And for PC, my first video game that I ever really got into was Free Roams. I mean, granted, I did play EverQuest, but that was further after I had played on Free Roams. I played on Free Roams until it quit, and they decided to sell it and just scrap it altogether, which was really stupid because I put a whole bunch of money into that game, and then they just go and wipe it. But that is the way of life. You put money into video games, and eventually it'll be like, oh, well, I just wasted all this money. I had a good year, and now it's gone. So, yeah. I played EverQuest for quite some time. My mother actually did power level me. So I did not know any of the buttons or what on earth I was technically doing. I had no idea what AAs were. And she would tell me, and I'm like, oh, okay. I'd forget about it because I haven't played in a long time. So I'm very bad at the game. I'm very newbie, even though I have like a level 86 druid and a level 79 or 81 warrior. So, yeah. And she would tell me which classes were the hardest. And granted, I wanted to play druids because I like druids very much. I was like, I want to be a wood elf and a druid. Come on. So I decided to play that and made a guild and never really played on it. So I've played video games ever since I was probably around 4 or 5. And lo and behold, when we did have the PlayStation 2, my mom was going to beat Final Fantasy, and I decided to save over it and ruin her whole progress. And she kind of mentally, internally wanted to kill somebody. So I was lucky I lived through that, and then we ended up getting Final Fantasy X remastered for PlayStation 4, which I prefer a lot more over the PlayStation 2 because that way I can actually enjoy it a lot more and not have to worry about finding the SD card to plug into the PlayStation 2 and then download my game and be like, oh, that's the one I had. Plus it also has Final Fantasy X Part 2, which was actually pretty good. That was, I wouldn't say Final Fantasy X Part 2 is my favorite, but it's okay. Final Fantasy X, that is one of my favorite games of all time. Just the fact that Titus and Yuna are shipped, and then you find out Wakka and, you know, Lulu. Bless my heart, my favorite character I had to have in the fights all the time would have to be Lulu, or I would not be happy. And so I really like the storyline between Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy X Part 2 because those are really good stories. Now we're getting off of track here because I'm getting into video games. I would have to say that literally the first game I ever played was on the Game Boy. I already said that and stated it, but I want to restate it again. I then played on PlayStation 2, and then it was Xbox, the first one, and then it was the PC. Granted, I did play the Wii, but I don't play the Wii anymore. I played it when it came out. Granted, I played it when it came out, and then I played it for maybe a year or two, and then I stopped playing on the Wii. And then I have a 3DS, which, by the way, I love Resident Evil Revelations on there. I actually maxed out everything, and I would always go online and try and duo with people in the video game, and I'd get the same guy named Ragnarok. You'd always see my name and he'd come and join, and I was like, oh, that's great. But then they didn't put Resident Evil Revelations 2 for 3DS, so that kind of sucks. But I did get it for Steam on PC, and I haven't bought the rest of the episodes, but I will eventually. But I've played video games, let's see, for quite some time, all the way from being the age of 5 to almost 19. I'm currently 18 right now, and I've played video games for quite some time, and I really do suck. I play games for fun, but I'm at the point where I actually want to actually learn and do really good in video games instead of just playing for fun and saying, hey, I won this one. I always want to win, so I'm putting a lot more effort into being an actually well-rounded player. Of course, I do have issues with getting angry at people sometimes. I've really improved on that. I hardly do that anymore. I usually just say that it's my fault. Like, majority of the time, my positioning is not the greatest. But the current games that I'm really into right now would be Terra, which is another MMO for PC, League of Legends, that's for PC, and then Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City's been on my head for a long time. I played on that PlayStation 3, and I very much enjoyed the storyline, and I wouldn't really need to play online, but when I did, I'd at least, have a friend there. Resident Evil 6 is pretty good, too. It's an obsession of mine. So those are the things that I really like, and I think you guys would also enjoy to play. But this has been Miss Retribution, and I will see you guys in the next video.